Hi, I just took a drink of my water, as you said, go. Welcome back to Bunsen Burner. This is Fred, along with my trusty, I was going to say sidekicks, but that would, partners in crime. There we go. Dan and Paul. And I hate having holes in my socks, but I always get them. Constantly. I can't keep a pair of socks more than like 3 weeks.
Really?
I don't know. I destroy socks. I don't even know how.
I think I had a hole in my sock yesterday.
You know, in high school, I used to staple them closed. It wasn't a great idea, but it worked.
But I used to do something really weird with my socks. I used to and not jerk off into them. That's not where I was
I was,
going.
yeah, like, everyone's mind went there
Not
first.
not no. I like the corners of the socks. You know how they're kind of like imperfect, and sometimes they like bug the corners of your feet. You ever get that?
I
I
know
would
exactly
like
what you mean, either on the pinky toe or on the big toe.
yeah. I used to cut them off. So I so they would like I those imperfections were just like perfected. I would give my socks surgery. And just
It's
like have like
self-inflicted.
holes on the side of the socks so like it wouldn't bother my feet. And it worked. I don't do it anymore, but there was a point in time where I was cutting off the sides of my socks to make them more comfortable.
I'm not happy about this at all.
Self-inflicted holes in the socks.
It's weird, man. I don't like it.
I know. I told you it's weird. That's one of those weird things that I've done in the past. Not necessarily proud of it, but I'm not necessarily too ashamed of this fact.
Yeah, I don't think I could deal with that.
Just pretend like you didn't hear it. You'll be happy to know my sock drawer is full of socks without any holes in them. And
Oh,
yeah,
thank God.
and there isn't anything worse than like, well, it's always socks on the bottom, right? And then you can like feel your sole of your shoe. It's like
Yeah,
ugh. It's like immediately I take it off, like, ugh, and I throw it away.
yeah. Every so often it'll be like the toe and like the toes poking out, but it isn't usually. It's usually just the fucking sole. You know,
I
I don't
think it
like it.
might have been I think it might have been JJ from the Gothic Metal Maniac who Judd used to talk about on the Hate Bus a lot. I think it was him that he has said he used to have his mother sew his underwear when they would get holes in.
Why?
And it's like yeah, it's like if you get to that point, just
Just
throw them
get
away.
new
Just
one.
get some new
Yeah.
ones. You're
Gosh.
sewing your undies.
Just call it a day at that point. It's not worth it.
But
Although,
I feel like I don't get holes in my clothes that often anymore. But I recall like used to having holes in my socks and in my undies. And then
no,
yeah, it's
like
just time. They're like they deteriorate. I think that's what I do with t-shirts now. I just wear everything until they like basically fall off my body.
no. Well, the okay. Well, two stories. One, underwear. A couple weeks ago, I was at Walmart and just wanted a pair of new underwear because I had to throw one or two of them out because they were getting old.
They sell
So I
singular
grabbed.
pairs of underwear.
No, it's like a package of three, I think.
Right.
And so I buy them and I bring them home and just put them in the laundry because wash them before you wear them. That's fine. And then I find them in my drawer and they're tiny and apparently I had grabbed kids underwear. So
That's
and my
funny.
wife and my wife found it funny enough to just put them in my drawer like that and let me find them.
Oh, you didn't model them for her?
I could not have.
You couldn't possibly have put those undies on.
Could not no.
Very good.
But I
This is gonna
so
be
I
one of Bestial Conclave's like timestamps. Fred's undies.
yeah, for sure. And now it's gonna be Fred's t-shirts. I always get like these little holes at the front bottom of my shirt, just from them rubbing up against like the fabric of the jean, where the the corner of the jean where the zipper is. That or the belt just like rubs holes into my t-shirts. But it's all the new t-shirts. Like all my I have t-shirts that are like 20 years old still. They don't get holes. They don't make them like, it's literally a case of they don't make them like they used to. That's my rant.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I was thinking with this too. Like, I used to wear 2X shirts. I would just wear clothes that were way, way too big. I've gone down to XL because I'm like, okay, these don't look as retarded when I wear them. I don't look like I'm wearing a fucking dress or something. But like some of my T-shirts, I think I used to just stretch the piss out of them because I wanted them looser. And so some of my shirts have holes like in the armpit. There's like a nice giant armpit hole in some of
Oh
my
yeah,
shirts. Yeah, I was
I've
wearing
got
one today.
those once in a while.
Yeah. I had a
I can't.
Spitfire skateboard shirt with a giant armpit hole. I had a Cheers shirt with a giant armpit hole. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show, Fred, but I have a pretty massive Cheers T-shirt collection.
You have not mentioned that. I would definitely remember that.
Yes, I do. I have a Frasier T-shirt, but I haven't worn it. It's just the logo. It's just the Frasier logo.
I didn't know that. I can't do armpit holes. Holes at the bottom of the shirt where the jeans are. That's fine because like that. I don't know why I find that more acceptable than an armpit hole. I find armpit hole like that crosses the line for me.
In way of just like, oh, how uncouth, or you just like are uncomfortable wearing that. Is that or is that
A bit of both. I don't really know what the line of separation is between decorum and having
Right.
holes at the bottom of your shirt and the armpit. I'm sure they're not that far off, but for some reason, for me, the armpit's not acceptable. I am like, nope, I can't do this. You need to either
I'm a
sew it
bit of
shut
a-
or or just cut the sleeve off.
Right, I'm a bit of a slobbo. I kind of don't care that much. I'll just wear like shit and I'll be dirty all the time and stuff. Well, when I'm working and shit, like if I have to go out, then I'll wear just clean clothes. I feel like if I'm wearing clean clothes and I am showered, then I'm doing okay in life. I'm not a total like degen. But yeah, like on work days, I will be a total degen and I'll walk into like Jersey Mike's, just like just think and all that stuff.
But
Just how it
your
goes.
job your job's more physical, right? Like you're actually moving parts and stuff.
Sometimes I'm just doing office work, but well, yeah, I don't get dirty doing office work. I do get dirty otherwise. Like today, I had giant armpits rip, white T-shirt just full of fucking like dust and wheel dirt. See, well, that's the difference too. It's like the dirt I'm dirty with is not dirty. It's car parts like rust and dirt and like dust. It's like it's kind of clean dirt. It's the cleanest kind of dirt, I think.
Still dirt. Still dirt. Still
It's
still
dirt, but there's
justifies.
nothing- No, but it's not organic. It's like
It's organic.
it's not organic dirt. It's not organic dirtiness. It's just it's like it's from car parts. It's
It's still dirt.
man-made.
Yeah, you got like no food filth on you. You got no like.
Exactly. There's not like
mold or
rotting. There's not like
outside
rotting
on you.
food on me ever. It's just like rust and stuff.
You know what?
Rust and dust.
That's a good point though. Like I would not like if I'm seeing someone walk through a store covered in like paint or soot or something, I'm like,
Yeah, it's not
you know
gross.
what? They're working. But if I see
Yeah.
someone covered in like mustard and ketchup, I'm like, you know what? Like, he could be cooking and went to the store to get something to finish his recipe, but no, he's probably just a slob.
It's like, come on, good guy. You know you're not supposed to wear the napkins.
That happens to me. That happens to me often. I can't usually keep a T-shirt clean when I'm eating. It's like always falls. That happens to my dad too. He's always like got fucking sauce on him at lunchtime.
Well, he has the bib sometimes, right? Like at dinner.
He had a bib. My grandmother made him a denim bib for when he eats ribs.
Denim bib.
Yeah, I haven't seen him use that in a long time, but at some point, yeah, he was using
It
a
just
fucking bib.
it sounds classy.
I don't know what sound this is gonna make, but let's see.
Oh.
I'm just gonna say fizzing.
Ooh.
Whoa! Did you
That
hear
was
that aftershock?
Yeah, that was a pleasant sound.
It was like boom.
Just opened up a Topo Chico.
That sounded like a perfect radio commercial.
Yeah, it did sound pretty perfect. It's like, and
Yeah, I want to drink it now.
now drink some of this Topo Chico mineral water.
Dr. Fizz.
Dr. Fizz. Yeah, no, man, my name is Antoine.
Dr.
Gosh,
Pepper.
quote.
Where did he get his degree from?
Doctor, yeah, from
Hey-o.
Mr. Deeds. He's like, Dr. Pepper. He goes, who? I can't hear you, Nikki. Oh, I did want to mention, like, right at the beginning when Fred said hi, he, like, was kind of surprised by it, and he, like, sort of, he was drinking water, so it was like, oh, hi.
Yeah, it wasn't a classy greeting.
Getting waterboarded.
Yeah, that was a slob intro.
Yeah. Worst.
Yeah. Fred, collection update? Much?
Yeah, more than I would have expected. Because I didn't get to many stores, but the ones
Shut
I
that damn
did
dog up.
had some, yeah, it's not mine.
Dude, I noticed in episode 104 at the very end, I think your baby was crying. I heard
Mine?
I heard a baby crying.
Oh, at the end of the episode? No, it wasn't mine.
End of the episode. It wasn't your baby. It was Paul's
No.
baby. Okay.
Probably.
Anyways, yeah, Fred's collection update.
Yeah, all right. So let's start with the stuff in the mail. So Astaroth, the Austrian one,
Astaroth.
Annus Supremus, 96 to 97. I don't know what this compilation is, if it's like tracks from the EP and album, or if they're re-recorded. I don't know what the deal is. Haven't had a chance to compare, but either way, pretty cool.
Which Astaroth?
Austrian.
The lake, come join us here. That was a song by Black Widow. Cool occult stuff. So which one? Slavengot? Slavengot?
No, Annus Supremus. It's a compilation.
Anus Supremus. Okay.
Anus, yeah, I guess what I've been calling it.
Cool.
But like, there's no information where the tracks come from, so I haven't had a chance to compare it to the album and EP, see if those tracks are the same recordings or if they're re-recorded. I don't know, but whatever. Cool. It's pretty good. Norwegian black metal from the 90s doesn't get much more obscure than this, even though it was released on Season of Mist. Bethsaida with LXXVIII, which I think is just 98. Maybe.
Somebody fix their mic. You're clicking. Okay, good, perfect.
It was Freddy.
No, it's not 98. Huh, weird. But anyways, pretty good. Somewhere between Black and Death, and has a bit of Doom in there. I think I linked you guys to it in the chat. Fun fact, uses the same layout on the cover as the first Seth album, and they just use the same background on the right portion of it. I just changed the color. Noticed that. Thought it'd be worth bringing up because it's so interesting.
My name is.
Let's see. The Ancients Rebirth, with Damnated Hell's Arrival on Necropolis Records. Found that at a shop. Couple Psy albums, Hangman's Hymn and Insomnophobia. Yeah, Dan, your episode where you picked Hangman's Hymn has changed my view on Psy. So
Yeah.
that's all you.
Cool.
Gorguts Obscura, Imperium's Winter Sunset, which is a pretty cool Doom, Death
Oh,
Doom,
I like that
sort of
band.
thing.
That is a cool album.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite, like, lazy gothic metal type albums. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is kind of gothic, isn't it? It's
Yeah, definitely. It's gothic and folky and blackish, and not blackish. It's more like Death Doom kind of.
it's calming at the same time, but there's definitely black in there for sure.
I thought the second album was much more black metal.
Oh, I haven't heard that one in ages. I'd have to go revisit it.
I remember the last time we mentioned Imperium, there was a band from Finland that I was like, God, there's this band from Finland I couldn't think of. I finally found them. That they're called Faith On. They have a demo called Far to the North. Good. It's melodic death metal in the Imperium type vein.
That name sounds familiar.
It's Fae Thon. Faith On. Yeah, check out that demo. It's pretty good.
But the last things I got were this shop, I guess, bought someone's collection of box sets from Transcending Obscurity Records. And I would assume that box sets that have a bunch of random things that come with them are not in those things when you buy them secondhand. But no, they were all complete. So I picked up the box set of Paganizer's Land of Weeping Souls, Feral, Flesh for Funerals Eternal, and Burial Remains, Trinity of Deception. And they're all pretty meat and potatoes, like HM2 style death metal.
I remember Paganizer. I remember them being like one of the original like throwback retro death things. I always liked their logo.
Yeah. Opposite for me. I don't like their logo. It's too...
Oh, really?
It's too random. There's no rhyme or reason to it, I find. But
Well, it's just a death metal band that's
Rock
like
got no reason. Rock got no rhyme.
yeah, rock got no reason. You're gonna give me a school long time. All right, Paul. Now hit him with the ooh la la la.
we're waiting. Oh. Well, either way, those are yeah, no, those three, like, they're nothing super, super memorable, but they're a lot of fun to listen to, so I've been having a blast with those. That's my collection update. You guys, anything?
I got one at the show we played on Saturday. I got fucking what do you call it? What's that B-list death metal band? I can't even remember what it was. Thou Shalt Choose. Thou Shalt Choose. Excruciating Pain. That's what I got.
Thou Shalt Choose?
The album name. The band is called Excruciating Pain. I'm not sure
Oh,
if you
I
know
see.
what that one is.
I don't think so.
It is pretty low rated old death metal. It's like one of the first bands to fully use a pitch shifter throughout their stuff or throughout the album. And I believe Paul got a bunch of pickups too.
Yeah.
That's true. You sent some pretty sweet photos.
All right, I'll start it off with what I got in the mail. So it was the first album from Nuit Noir, the Lunar Deflagration. I think it
Love
was.
that album.
Let's see.
Oh,
where's-
little fairies, I want you to live. Oh, little fairies, I want you to live, live, live.
Yeah, 'cause
See, that's dedication. Fred will sing the fairy song, but Paul won't go. Ooh la la la, ooh la la.
Paul's
kidding me?
not as comfortable on this podcast. He needs a few more episodes to really loosen up.
Right. This is only episode
106.
106, by the way. Yeah.
He's getting there.
I need like 106 of just Paul picks before I get in the hang of it.
106 Paul picks. Right. Then you'll be there. Then we're.
But I do love that new album. It's fantastic.
I think I like the demos a lot more, but this was definitely, in
The
pack.
demos are much more traditional, that's for sure.
Yeah, they had their own dedicated drummer on it too,
Yeah,
instead of Tenebris doing everything.
yeah.
So, but I don't know. There's a certain charm to that. Doing it as a solo project and being kind of sloppy. It's like everything out of his hands and he's fumbling it, but he still hit record.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got some really interesting guitar melodies in there, and it's super punk, but not in like traditional black metal way.
No.
But yeah, I got that one on CD, and then I got the Sovereign first album, The Influence of Mars, and
You a Sovereign guy, Fred?
I haven't actually listened to them.
oh my
That's
God.
what I assumed. That's what I assumed of you.
Are you insane?
You have this whole collection. Are you insane?
They're probably
Boy,
like,
I said there's something a little ooh about a guy who never heard Sovereign.
they're probably the best Brazilian black metal band.
Oh, the Brazilian one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know Sovereign. There's a
Stop
one
lying,
that's
dude.
No, it's the guy with the pitchfork. I know the one.
Yeah, that's
but
Rudolph the Proud.
no, but there's another band. I think they're on Dark Descent that just came out with an album that's also called Sovereign. I keep thinking their name looks like Sovereign,
Freddy,
but
why
I
the
don't know.
fuck would I pick that up?
I don't know. Because you refused to la 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 on the podcast. That's why.
No, I'll just do the SpongeBob screams, like Sovereign.
There it is.
Oh. La, la, la. That guy's like, it's like, this music is so moving. I think I've stained my petticoat.
Yeah, I got the
Petticoat.
the reissue of Asrar. Comes with a sweet little poster and all that. Let's see what else. I got another mail pick. It's a side project from the dude from Enthroned. I'm gonna need to borrow Fred's black metal tongue for this. The album's called Perverting the Nazarene Cult, and the band is called A Guy Nigerian.
That one is new to me.
Maybe Fred can pronounce that better.
How do you spell it?
AGUYNGUERRAN.
I'm pretty sure I wrote that down wrong, but
It's an enthroned. Oh, here it is. A Gaia Garen. A Gaia Garen.
Yeah.
is that French? What the hell is that?
I think they're
It's
from
black metal.
Belgium, right? Enthroned.
Huh.
Yeah, they're from Belgium. Yeah, it's not French. It's black metal.
Nah. Boo.
Yeah,
Shut up.
This is a really great album. Came out on Shiver Records. I think it's
Shiver me timbers.
2001 or 2003, somewhere in between there. And
Shiver was around that long? Huh.
yeah, I'm gonna pick this eventually, so I thought
Why
I'd
does it say 2025?
pick it up. Probably a reissue.
Is it? 2008. Shiver Records. I did not realize Shiver was around that long either. That's kind of crazy.
Oh, I've seen that artwork before. I haven't heard this, but I've seen that artwork. Chris Verwimp, right? That definitely looks like Chris Verwimp.
Oh no, that's when the demo came out. 03. This is from 08.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know Shiver Records was around that long. I thought
Yeah.
they like shuttered in like the early 2000s, maybe even in the 90s.
But yeah, I
Crazy.
think I do like this better than Throne though. So that's something to say. And
Yes, it is.
I think the guy who has connection in Throne, he wasn't even in like any of the like major albums. I think he was like the guitarist and at like some point later in the discography, but that was like the only one that I can pick that was of note from the other bands they're in.
Mm.
But yeah, I got those or that CD. I just got that one in today. And then played that show. The first vendors I checked out, they didn't have anything I was really interested in. And then some started showing up later, and I was like, oh, let me check these out. And I see one row of just like a bunch of total Vernictung releases. So I got like a demo comp at the Die Perchoise Artillery. And then the first album, Fear Bunstung. And then I got the latest release from Total Vernictung, which is a compilation off of Darker Than Black with Warhammer, Eiweiger, Vold, and Crematorum. I would say that the Total Vernictung song was kind of underwhelming,
Yeah, I think I remember that.
but
There's like a sample on YouTube.
the Eiweiger, Vold, and Crematorum were like actually pretty standout.
Huh.
Probably the former more than the latter though. Like that one had like a really catchy riff in there. that I was enjoying more than the Total Vernic tongue. I didn't
Oh
think anything
shit!
would top it, but it's
Send
good.
it over. Send it over. We'll rip it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then I picked up a rare copy of the North album, not polished. Bidu.
That's a great fucking album.
Yeah, that's what the guy was telling me too. I was like,
That's a rare fucking album.
I was like, North. Oh, Fred likes that.
I don't think it really is, but it's a good fucking album.
Looked up on Discog. It's like $1 million.
Yeah, it's not. Have you listened to North before?
Yeah.
Because that album is not what they sounded like in the early days, for sure.
Yeah, this one sounds a lot more like death metal, especially like in the beginning of the album. There's so much more like pinches and kind of just heavier tremolo riffs.
I've always joked they sound like what Amon Amarth looks like they should sound like.
Oh yeah, I think later towards the album it sounds more like black metal, but
Yeah.
it's completely different from the first album. Yeah, Thorns on the Black Rose.
Yeah. It's so good, though. It's hands down my favorite of theirs. They came out with new stuff finally, like, what, last year? It's been a long time.
Yeah, it looks
What
like like an EP or something.
Yeah, what I heard of it was pretty good, too, so I need to dig into that a bit more.
Yeah, I've only listened to now this album, Thorns, and From the Dark Past. I need to check out Corona.
Corona's good.
Yeah, and the one after Corona's, not Corona, the one after the one he picked up is really good, too. Something Storm.
Yeah.
Can't pronounce that shit.
Yeah, that was a good find there too.
Yeah.
And then Wellowy from Ganna Cree
That
another
is
Polish
amazing.
demo.
What version is it?
Let's see. Wolfspell Records.
Oh, right, because I forgot they just reissued that, didn't they? Sweet.
I got the bootleg of that one.
Oh, the Charlatan Records version?
I'm not sure who puts it out, but it is a bootleg. I don't want to say who sent it to me, but somebody did send it to me. Somebody who's been a guest before. Maybe
Is
you
it?
can answer that.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. The one with the red artwork with the four
Yeah.
horsemen on it.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I got that too, and it's fucking great. It looks so good.
Yeah, it does look good.
Yeah, I got that CD. And yeah, it looked like it was just put out this year from Wolfspell.
Yeah.
So it's in great condition.
Great condish. You don't want to sing, but you say things like great condish.
Yeah.
It's in great
Yeah, works
condish, guys. It's great condish.
Yeah.
Great condition.
It's a really good condish.
Yeah, that concludes my pickups.
This is why Paul doesn't talk much. Whenever he does, we just like lay into him.
Is that true? Does that happen?
All right, I'll talk more on one condition.
What is that condition?
It's all right. No conditions here. Unconditional.
Uncondish.
Unconditional love.
No, just uncondish.
Just unconditional love.
Yeah. But yeah.
We were talking about. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You first.
I was just gonna say we were talking about Earthhouse before, but
Right.
I think you guys playing a show is more interesting than that. So
Yeah, well, you were going to mention that side project, Gowheart, which I've never heard. Which I
Yeah.
put in the like
I
video.
don't
So
know how to
there you go.
pronounce it. Gowhair.
Gowheart.
Anyways, it sounds a lot like Earthhouse, but has a bit more of like a Celtic tinge to it. And there's some Celtic instrumental tracks. It's pretty good. I like it a lot.
I'll check
the,
it out. Yeah, put it in the like videos here.
The old stuff on Go to War X was really good. Like they were a really good label when they started up.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the. I'm really not even that familiar with what they put out. I don't go looking through their shit. Um, yeah, if it's worth it, then I'll check out some of the earlier stuff from around this era, 2005 ish.
Yeah, the ones I really like are, um, well, they put out the Earthhouse stuff, right? The first Mortifera album was really good. There's a split between. Did they put that out? I think they did. Maybe not. But Paragon Impure was really, really good. To Gaius. That's a fantastic album.
Paragon Impure.
Gremdrak. They put out the first Gremdrak album, Stern Proct, and that is
Didn't
fantastic.
you know it, Fred? Paragon Impure is in the liked videos already.
There you go.
Let's put it back. Put
Ibex,
it back, Gord.
Ibex Throne was great. Oh, Kinstrife
Oh, yeah.
and Blood. Kinstrife and Blood is so good. That was the guy who wound up in Drowning the Light at some point. I don't know if he's still in there, but he released this album, Kinstrife and Blood, that is basically summoning worship, and it's so good. It's such a good album.
What's the name of the? Is it Throne of Ahaz?
No, Kinstrife and Blood.
That's the name of the band.
Yeah,
What's the name of the album? I can't find it.
on Paths Long Forgotten.
Okay, let's take a look. Forgotten. This I don't know if this looks familiar or not. No, I don't think so.
I like it a lot.
Summoning worship.
Yeah, total summoning worship. I
Interesting.
I had to write. I wrote something about it when I posted it on Instagram ages ago, and I compared it to, like, it has like a really like foggy kind of sound to it, and I said that if summoning are Lord of the Rings, then Kinstrife and Blood are like the appendices. It's very like bits and pieces of stories that are like you're pulling out of the fog. It's pretty cool.
I always thought that the first summoning album was really unique. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that. 'Cause I
Lugbers,
never hear
it's
anybody saying things. I think people think it's more like just kind of cut of the mill. But,
well,
I
yeah. I
like
think I really like Lugbers. I think people don't talk about it because when you think about summoning and talk about summoning, that's not usually what you're talking about, right? You're talking about the style that they more or less pioneered, right?
What do you think? What do you think? Covering that on the show one day. What do you think about that?
Lugbers?
Yeah,
I think it'd be a great idea
because I like that one.
when they actually had a drummer.
Yeah, when they were like black metal band proper.
That guy's other bands were really good too. Trifiction.
I don't know that
He
I've ever
did.
checked that stuff out.
He did Pervertum, and he did Trifiction, and
Pervertum?
Werewolf. Pervertum is one of my favorite logos. I love that band's logos.
Oh! Is that the band where they're all like they have the band photo as the as their
Yes.
album cover?
Yes.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, that was cool. Pazuzu, Pervertum, Werewolf. Werewolf, what the fuck?
Hey, Pazuzu, the guy from Raven Throne was in there too.
Right. I remember
Yeah.
we discussed Pazuzu.
But no, I'm looking at his.
Ice Ages, the summoning rabbit hole.
Yeah. The guy, the band, so the band's Trifiction were in. I don't know much about Charnel God, but Trifiction, Werewolf, and Pervertum were fantastic.
Cool. I think I'll leave the
Charnel
likes
God.
alone for Werewolf because it has 88 likes, and I think I'll just leave that alone. Charnel God. Apparently I've heard of Charnel God before because I've clicked on this.
Yeah, I think I
From
must have listened to
93.
this at some point, but they didn't have an album out or anything.
Yeah, they got a demo.
Pervertum and Trifiction are. It's like black metal with the Taco Bell dog vocals on vocals. Like it's got like a really like kind of vocals. It's bizarre, but
Trifiction.
really good.
I don't know that I've ever heard Trifiction. I know I've heard Pervertum.
Trifiction's what? The First and the Last Commandment, is it called? That album's...
Yeah.
That's a great album.
Okay. Let's check this out. All right. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of
okay.
people like them, though, because you don't hear much about them.
No. I know people like Pervertum because I've seen that posted quite a bit in the Instagram metal sphere.
Is it not just me posting it over and over again?
I've seen other people post about that. I think.
Really?
I might be wrong. It might just be you. I could
I
be
do
wrong.
post it in my stories
I
quite
don't
a bit.
spend. I actually don't spend that much time scrolling through metal Instagram. I just happen to see some things sometimes. So
What do you
for
do
the
all
most
day
part,
then, bro?
I'm not. What's that?
So what do you do all day then, bro?
I don't even. I can't even recall.
You're not living. You're not living life if you're not doom scrolling on metal Instagram.
I'm doom scrolling on regular Instagram, like wanting to kill myself when I see that shit.
You wanted to
So
kill yourself
I'm actually not
in Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm not that aware of what is popular in the metal sphere. I'm not paying that much attention, but so I'm a little bit of an out of the loop geezer.
I see some of it, but like a lot of these death metal bands that are influenced by hardcore really don't do much for me, so I kind of tune out a lot of it. Black metal, I think, has a bit more going on for it right now.
Definitely. I see a lot of people kind of promoting both old and new bands that are underground. So that's cool. Sometimes there's cool shit in there. I would say most of the time. It seems like black metal Instagram is doing pretty good with as far as what's being talked about.
Better than death metal.
Maybe some of the NS stuff is a little bit what's the word? Oversaturated. I think that might be the only thing.
Oh yeah, I can see that. That's what's popular these days.
Yeah, but speaking of NS and oversaturation, yeah, Galicia did play a show on Saturday. It was an all-day thing. It was from 2 to like 12.
God
And
damn.
the headliners were Nocturne and Grom. If you've ever heard of Grom from New York, they had that Oak, Ash, and Thorns album. You know what that is?
Yeah, I have their split with Sunwheel.
Yeah. So it was an interesting show. If you can imagine, with headliners like that, there were a ton of NS goofy goobers there. It was very funny.
That could really only be the only way to describe them. Nocturne is really good though. Their last album was one of the best they put out, I think.
Well, we wanted to stick around and see see Nocturne and Grom,
You didn't?
but well, I'll get to that. I guess I'll I guess I'm starting backwards
Start from
here.
the top.
Start from the top. Okay. Well, where would you say is the top when we show up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we show up. We see a man in a kilt, and apparently
there it
that's
is.
like a guy. That's a guy who follows us on Instagram. I
Oh.
won't say who, but yeah, cool guy. he came from a long way to be there. So
No
that
fooling.
was-
I'm from North Kilt Town.
Yeah, so kilt guy was cool, and then as soon as we got there, our bass player's like, I'm like, oh, I have to piss. He's like, ask the promoter where the little Aryan's room is. I'm like, dude, that's pretty good.
That's so stupid, but so funny.
Yeah, but it was hot. It was like 90 degrees that
Ew.
day. Outside, in this like kind of mountainous farmland type area, and it smelled like fucking manure.
Great.
Yeah, so we were on at like 3, and we started off playing our the song from the comp, and that's the one we're like least used to. And at some point, the entire song just fell apart, and we fucked it up so bad.
Well, you want to know why? Because
no.
the power strip went out, so the drum
that doesn't
mics
help.
were off, and then
Oh, is that what happened?
yeah, and then Raph's amp went in and out, and then so did Julian's. So we weren't able to hear each other.
All right, well, that's no one's fault.
Yeah, so that's when the power strip got overloaded, and that's when he's like, "Oh, check the mic, check the mics, check the mics." Check
No,
the
we ended
mics.
up finishing that. We ended up finishing that song.
Yeah, we got through it, but I'm saying like that's why because
But
he flipped the power back on.
Yeah, it
that's
was
the
funny.
difference. You guys didn't suck. You got screwed.
Now we sucked that
I
song
suppose
too.
so.
Okay, well, fair. Maybe it was both then.
Yeah.
It felt like we sucked. Yeah, I think it was definitely both. It was definitely both.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
just
but
threw
it
us
was
off and we couldn't get back on. But then we eventually did.
yeah, it was funny. Like we were getting fucking Romans from like some guys in the crowd. I'm like, oh yeah, this is really wacky. It was wacky. Um, and then like yeah, we continued our set. It was like pretty great when we played the whole album. And then okay, I don't know if you remember this, but at the end of song 6, the No Phoenix Shall Rise or whatever, um, there's like a pause, dun, and then like does like an like chorded outro, which like like kind of like drum solo thing. We're all yelling. If you remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we ended like that right after the dun. The sound guy like was in front of the stage trying to unclog like a hose or something. Apparently it was
Okay,
like
sewer
shit
line.
water, like from the sewer line.
Oh
And
my
right when we
God.
were doing our outro, when it stopped, it went dun. He unplugged it and started spraying water all over the place. So that was like the finale waterworks.
Oh
He
my
was, like,
God.
spraying fucking sewer hose water all over the place. It looked really funny. I was smiling, yelling because it just looked hilarious to me. And he did it at such the perfect time to start spraying the hose. It was very funny.
And is that why you went home? Because you got covered in shit water?
No, we didn't get covered in it.
Did the
No,
audience get covered?
some of the crowd did.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, yeah, not us. Yeah, we sold some sold the T-shirt, sold the CD. Is that all we sold? One T-shirt, one CD.
The
Not bad.
2 CDs,
Only
1
one?
T-shirt.
What the hell?
Well, shit, I don't know.
What is wrong with
just
people?
Just the way it was, I guess.
Well, we didn't
wasn't
bring a table, so we were just like had this purple bag and
Yeah, I had my
who-
purple bag. that
people
was it.
who already knew about us basically bought some stuff. So that was
Yeah,
it.
just carrying a purple bag around doesn't draw in customers.
Yeah, I tried putting it on top of the bag, but too low. And yeah, need a table next time. But again,
No
half
kidding.
the people, more than half the people, weren't even there for our set. Luckily. But yeah, there was just a lot of sound like inconsistencies. Like one band was all you can hear was literally
Well, it was a backyard.
yeah, but this guy had monitors and everything like drums mic'd up, and there's like no one doing any sound check. Like the left monitor was like way louder than the right. It wasn't mixed well, and during one set, all you can hear was just the bass drum and the kicks. Couldn't hear the guitars.
Ew.
Vocals, they had reverb and delay on them, but ours were just like bare bone. And then the next band, I think, was it you guys? Because it was like that like band that had gauntlets and like the red Mockingbird guitar. That was on before you guys, and then you guys didn't have any drum mics on, so couldn't really hear the drums, but the guitar and vocals and bass were audible. And then the next band shows up with like an E kit, and it just sounds like fucking shit.
Sounds like Last Days of Humanity.
Yeah, it just sounds like horrible. And I think we missed a couple bands because after our set we're like, oh, let's fucking get some sandwiches. So
As
then
soon as our set was over, we went to Jersey Mike's.
yeah, got the nice cold air in there, cooled off, and ate some clubs.
Yeah, came back, seen a few friends, and my friend Angel's like, I paid $30 for this.
Yeah, and
Told me that somebody confused his like satanic sigil. They thought it was
Oh,
the Star
yeah.
of David.
He's
He's
also-
like
he's
they're asking
al-
if he was a Jew.
yeah, he's like, it's a hexagram, but okay.
Okay. But yeah, during Unblessing set, that same guys were like fucking giving Black Josh Romans. Very nice, very classy. Speaking of that, I don't really think any of the band. I think every single band were like Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think were there like any white people in the bands? I don't recall.
Well, the Anthony guy in the clip.
I thought that was Anthony.
No, he was doing vocals.
For what band?
I'm not sure. I think we
Oh,
weren't
that was
there.
Nocturne, dude.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the guy with the face paint?
No, like at the end of the clip, it was like the bald white dude.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
No, but he wasn't in a band. What? Oh, was he in a band?
but he was doing vocals.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I just saw it in the clip. I think we were elsewhere during that time because
Yeah, after my second set, because I played 2 sets that night. We went to Chili's.
that was a good move.
My whole night was just like putting on shoes and putting on shorts and taking them off and putting them back on. I'm like, oh, my
Sounds
stage
complicated.
pants. Like, yeah, all my stage pants. Oh, my relaxing shorts.
Relaxing shorts.
Relaxing
Fair.
shorts.
Fair.
Yeah, they had
But yeah,
like
I
some ran through chairs that everyone was sitting on, and it was like musical chairs. As soon as you got up, someone tried to grab it.
Yeah. I did
So-
fail to mention that I was sweating like a total hoglet during the Galicia set.
I
That sounds
wasn't
fun.
like so bad during the set, but definitely like setting up everything. It was just like all the heat
Unbearably
was
hot.
all the heat was just getting trapped underneath that awning.
And then, of
And-
course, everyone's wearing black pants and black shirts, and it's like 90 degrees. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then they had I did ask the promoter, I'm like, where's the bathroom? There's like 2 buckets behind the garage full of piss.
Ew.
Yeah,
Oh.
they apparently got spilt over.
Yeah.
God
And
damn.
my friend who we brought with us, I guess they wouldn't let him in the house, so he took a shit on the front lawn.
All right. I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Julian's like, that's actually fried.
Yeah, wipies and all.
He did have wipies. But yeah, after we got back from Chili's, it was about midnight when Nocturne was supposed to be on, and Paul asked some guy outside. He's like, "Hey, show still going on?" And he's like, "No, cops came." He's like, "They said it was too loud." So Nocturne got shut down after like 4 songs.
Oh,
And,
wow.
No
yeah,
grom.
no Grom and no Engorge.
Grom was headlining?
Yeah,
I would thought Nocturne would be headlining. All right.
yeah. There were still like 2 more bands, and Nocturne didn't even finish their set.
Yeah, apparently the last band was supposed to be going on at midnight, but I think we showed up at 11 and it was like already shut down.
Huh.
Yeah. All in all,
Crazy.
it was a fun Saturday. It was pretty eventful. I think we kind of figured out. I guess it was like kind of a fest type situation. I mean, it was 10 fucking hours, so we figured if you're gonna do a fest, just do what we did. Change of clothes was good for me. That felt great. I even brought my flip flops.
Flippy floppies?
Went out to eat twice, and yeah, had a seat, had some beers. It was pretty good, pretty easy.
Dude,
Nice.
Anthony was so drunk. He was like risen up a bunch of girls and like just constantly asking Julian and me and like Nando like, oh, I think I'm gonna go rizz up this chick. Dougie, you want to come? And
He's like, I need a wingman.
yeah, and then it was funny.
Little help?
There was this vendor that was selling stuff. I think he was like the first one. You know, the CDs on the side of his tent and stuff. You know that one?
I'm not sure.
All right.
the way.
He's like at every show, and
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about. That's the
Yeah.
guy I bought the tape from, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
He's in like the Vela shirt. And
yeah.
yeah, Anthony's like talking to him, and this guy's like Mexican, so he has like a little like broken English, kind of talking to him like, "Oh, okay, yeah," and then Anthony, he's like, "Wait, you're Mexican?" And then he's like, "Yeah," and Anthony just starts laughing like really hard, like his drunk hard laughs.
Oh my god.
And then like laughing in this guy's face, and he's all, and then Anthony's like, "Do I look white?" And then the guy's like, yeah. And then he starts laughing even more. He's like, "'Cause I fucking am."
Anthony's not white.
Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking.
If Anthony's white, it's like, where? Who?
Yeah, I don't know.
Which one of your parents is white?
Yeah, I have no
I've
idea.
seen them both. They're both brown.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. So I was like
Anthony's
what?
white in spirit, I guess. Very good.
Yeah, that was just funny. But yeah, there's a lot of goobers there. All sorts of like really older dudes and super young TikTokers, and the bands.
Yeah, there was the kid who bought our CD. I saw him like right when we got to the show. He was like walking towards the fence to piss or something, and he like tripped over some logs.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that guy.
There's something hilarious about that. It's like go to NS show, trip over logs.
Yeah, he couldn't look anyone in the eyes. Like
Why was he too nervous?
I don't. Yeah, like he was just like talking to every girl he could, and he wasn't looking them in the eyes. And then when he was buying merch off us, couldn't look us in the eyes too. I was like, oh no, NS autistic.
Oh no, NS autist.
Did he buy
Just
Precipice?
a kid.
No,
What's
he
that?
bought
Fred?
the split with Phil Garris.
Yeah, there are no precipice. That shit's out. Out
Oh
of
no, is
copy.
that
really?
is that the one with Phil Garris with the
Yeah, it is. It
Okay.
is. He bought that split. But yeah, precipice is fucking out of print.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, we're done reaching out. If you want to reissue it, hit us up.
Yeah, we kind of drunkenly discussed at Chili's. I think we're done. Not playing shows, but we're done looking. I don't care. I want to get started on a fucking Natalie Portman full length, like we talked about a couple episodes back. I am ready to move forward. I don't like playing the same stuff over and over again. It's gotten to a point where I've had it.
Yeah, not satisfying.
No, it's kind of fun. It's just not. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's shows. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not a big shows guy. I'm more of a like. I like music,
We
and
like to
I
show
don't
the
really,
new stuff.
yeah, I like music, and that's kind of the extent of it. I mean, shows are fun sometimes, but I don't know. I just don't. I just don't. I don't honestly care about socializing with like every other fucking person on the block. I don't know. They're not they're not that interesting, to be quite honest. Some of them are cool. Others like I just don't care.
Yeah. No, I'm
If
the
you
same
get me.
way. I go to a show, like there's like 3 or 4 people I'll want to talk to, and the rest of them, like,
Yeah.
no, don't.
Got some free food. I was some socializing though.
Oh, did you get free food?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
went after work.
Ain't
Yeah,
nothing wrong with
yeah.
free food.
Yeah, the Unblessings drummer's girlfriend loved Paul so much that she's like, "I'll give you free food at my work," and then I guess she did.
Yeah,
God damn.
I guess they work in the area that I do. I was like, oh, I'll stop by. She's like, oh, let me check my schedule. I was like, yeah, give me a pic of that too. Get all that free food. But yeah,
Yeah. Overall, I had a pretty fun time.
yeah, couldn't do that every week, but it was
Hell
fine.
no. Yeah, it was cool. I think that band you were talking about with the red guitar, that was Putrid Invocation. They seemed pretty cool. That was like one of those noisy black metal bands.
Yeah, if I can hear the guitars, I would say it was cool. But all you hear was double bass and snare.
I say they were cool because their main guy liked our set.
There you go.
He was talking to me after I got back from the piss bucket. So yeah,
The piss bucket.
yeah,
Yeah,
got a,
those-
got a,
the-
got a few good sets, man. Cool, thanks.
Those were
Oh,
toppled over at the end of the night too. The piss buckets.
Ew. Ew.
And then Anthony went over there and was stepping in like piss and dirt, piss mud. And then he like went to tell the house guy, and he's just like shrugged his shoulders.
whatever.
He's like, how else are you gonna empty them?
Yeah,
Through our set, I walked by the promoter with my like guitars and shit to bring back to the car, and he looks at me like with his sunglasses, and he like kind of gives me a little smirk, and he like shrugs his shoulders. He's like, "Nyeh." Oh man, is that it's kind of rough. Oh yeah, and then at the end of the night, Um, our friend we brought, he forgot his phone in my car, and mind you, he's drunk, and his brother called me. He's like, hey, can you bring my brother's phone back? Or he's like, when can you bring it back? Tomorrow? And you hear the Anthony in the background. He's like, right now. So I brought back the phone right then and there, and I tried to call this guy's brother to give him his phone back, and he wouldn't answer. I'm like, okay, and I pull up to the house, and there's Anthony out in the driveway. He comes up to my car, and he's like, bro, he's like, my brother has two bomb ass females in his room, and he just told me to go to my room. What? And he's like, that ain't happening. He goes, my brother, he's like, I'm going to go get one of those chicks. He goes, my brother's going to beat my ass. Like, he's going to get pissed. He's like, I'm either going to get one or I'm going to get beat up. And we waited. We waited in the group chat, and then he sent us a picture of a pair of panties. So I guess mission accomplished.
He got one.
He got one. Yeah. So that was our wonderful Saturday. And then the horrible part of that was that Saturday that I woke up, the water heater had broke at my house, so I had to take a freezing cold shower in the morning before I left, and it hurt my body, made my heart beat. Yeah,
It wakes you up though.
hell, too much. And
Oh,
so after the show, I'm like, oh, the shower sounds great. Hot shower sounds great after this fucking long day. Things still broken, so I got only a cheap little quick rinse before bed, and then all of the next Sunday up until about 5 o'clock, me and my dad were having to fix a bunch of stuff and like get a new gas line and replace the fucking old water heater with a new one and move them and go get a new one because this one we got had a fucking dent in it, and it was a whole all day process. Then I finally got a shower and it was good.
nice.
Worth it.
Yeah. That's the wonderful story about the water heater as well.
I'll say one other thing. I watched the premiere of Gordon Ramsay's new show where
Yes.
he's like basically having like surveillance on a restaurant before he goes in and like critiques them. So he just has like all this like cameras inside of the restaurant. And he's like in a van moving around looking at all the shit that they do and like leaving
Uh-huh.
cameras overnight and like seeing rats and all this shit, and they can't really lie about it like how they do in the regular like the like Hotel Hell and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
It was they just get caught in their lies and they're like, look at the footage.
So you're saying it's funny and it's worth watching.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Let me check what this one's called. It's like,
What's it on Hulu or some shit?
yeah.
Might have to do Hulu just to watch that. Because Gordon Ramsay's shit makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's always funny. It's called
Ev-
Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service.
Secret Service.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the picture. It's him with a flashlight.
Yeah, and he has like the little fucking
The little
Like-
he's got a U microphone.
yeah, yeah. Because there's Kitchen Nightmares, Hell's Kitchen. I think my favorite one is probably Hotel Hell. And then he had some bizarre show where he was like doing like fucking excursions and like basically gathering the food like out in the wild and then learning how like where the food was gathered, like how those people make the food.
Yeah, I like that. I saw some clips. That's the one where he gets like the puffin eggs off the side of a cliff.
Yeah, I need to watch that one. But
Yeah, that's fun.
yeah, he's like he had like his own version of what Kurd says. He's like, oh, the things I do for food.
The things I do for food. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought I'd mention that Secret Service.
All right, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and he has like someone from the inside that basically is
He
the
has
informant.
an informant. There you go.
Yeah, he's like just mentioning them in the third person, and it's like everyone in the restaurant, like the whole crew and owners and stuff, are just like all paranoid, like, oh, is it you? Is it... He's like, I think they would do that actually, and then the owner's like, oh, I feel so betrayed by by people, but it's like you're betraying like the fucking people you're serving with having rats and fucking disgusting chicken that's like foaming up and shit.
Foaming
So
chicken.
raw, yeah. It's like all
Gross.
just like in its blood, curdling.
I just remembered at that show there was some dumbass that brought his dog.
Oh yeah,
Why would you do that?
dude.
Yeah, dude,
As soon
the
as they
fucking
go
drum,
in,
seriously, like, it's way too loud for a dog. Fucking
Yeah.
hearing.
as soon as they
Dumbass.
go in, it's like he walks right by the speaker, and the dog's like choking itself,
Trying
trying
to
to
run
run
away.
away.
Yeah.
And then he's just like walking,
And this guy's
like
just smiling like a fucking goof.
walking
And
casually.
people are like petting it. Oh, it's so cute. It wasn't a cute dog, by the way. It was a fucking bulldog. Ugly.
Oh yeah, it sounds
But
right.
still, I felt bad. I'm like, this guy, like, how could you be so stupid?
Yeah.
Idiot. And I heard him say, he's like, this is my emotional support dog.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's like, dude, you can't even support the dog in, like, in the most normal of ways. You're bringing him here and, like, fucking up his brain.
Yeah, it's like
Idiot.
impossibly loud, like
Yeah,
wear ear
impossibly
protection.
loud for a dog. For a dog.
Yeah, it's just like
How fucking stupid can you be? Seriously.
4th of July for like fucking 10 hours.
Yeah, it's like I don't even think a lot of people think in certain ways. I mean, they mustn't if they do things like that. But it's like if you're that, yeah, that is kind of a, I don't want to say big deal, but like it is it's pretty stupid. It's like, how can you be so stupid? Some of you people think about the things that you do, because some of the things you do are so dumb. People will want to kill you in Minecraft. Stop being dumb.
Yep.
Don't hurt your doggy. Keep the dog at home. I remember Paul too was like, "We are Galicia." I'm like, and Paul, because we both have mics. He goes, "We're Galicia." I go, "True." I think, and then Paul goes, "All right, this is our last song." True. That's true. Good dynamic we have to go in there.
Yeah, my damn mic was like too far away from my face because I wasn't trying to be like in between the songs, so my vocals weren't so loud. So there was that too.
Yeah. All right. Well, else, I'm ready for break. Gotta pee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to pee as well.
All right. Let's take Fiverr.
Let's pee.
Where's my dinner, by the way?
Welcome to the Bunsen Burner Podcast.
We're back.
All right. Cool. I ate a pulled pork sandwich, and it was very messy. And luckily I had chopsticks on my desk, so I got to clean up the plate with the pork.
Nice. I had jelly beans.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard you smacking on the jelly beans.
I want to get some gas.
You did?
Yeah. But you know how close it is from my place.
It is quite close.
Would you say mega close?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's probably like a 4-second drive.
Yeah.
Like 4-second drive, man.
Wow. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
I was looking up during break a Polish band called Belfagor. Spelled the same way as the Austrian band with an F instead of PH. And their second album, The Work of Destruction, has some just terrible artwork. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, what is with that guy?
Yeah, even like the tattoos are like drawn on.
That's crazy. Everything about this really sucks.
It's not good.
And
It's
then-
really not good. The artwork for the first album's fine. The third album's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, third
But
one's probably better.
that's
But
that second one, like what? What is that?
let's see, any additional notes here?
Additional notes. Artwork sucks.
Version with a different cover exists.
Oh god, I hope so.
Why do you have to say that? Like,
Which one?
I like their.
I don't know. I'm looking at the other versions and they're all the same.
I want to see the
I like-
alternate artwork.
I like their cover for their other band, Sacerdos. Children of the Baphomet. Yeah, I like that. You got the king sitting there.
Sure. That's like an old school demo sort of look, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it
looks
is.
cool.
It's literally an old school demo, but
Is that the same artwork that was used for that band Cryptic Carnage?
I don't know.
No, it's similar. You ever heard of Cryptic Carnage?
No.
I don't think so.
I think both of you guys would like it. It's very first wave occult kind of stuff from '96 from Germany. I think you guys both like it. Yeah, I thought it was. The
Oh,
same.
hang on. This looks familiar.
Yeah, it should. I mean, it's an underground thing, but
the first demo art looks like they have like a little baby dragon on it or something.
Baby
for
dragon?
Cryptic Carnage.
Yeah.
It's a baby
he's
dragon.
cute.
Oh, it's a baby dragon.
He's cute as fuck.
I like a baby dragon.
I like it.
Speaking of artwork, Dan,
Hey, they have that on YouTube here.
Dan, what's on the thumbnail?
Nothing. I haven't made it.
Well, that bit.
Nothing's.
That
Nothing's
bit,
on the thumbnail.
that bit lasted.
Yes, it did. Well, it lasts if I use it. That's what I was just thinking right now on break. I'm like, what have we brought up that
Gordon
that
Ramsay
could
put on
possibly
him.
be? I knew you were gonna say that.
It's great.
Fine, I'll pick one of the like. I'll find something good. I'll find something good of Gordon Ramsay. Yeah, he's never been on anything, and we all like Gordon Ramsay, so yeah. What's on the thumbnail? Nothing. I didn't do it. He's the shirtless picture of him. No, I'm just kidding.
in Hotel Hell, he would like
Dress up.
no, it was funny because like in the like Kitchen Nightmares, he would go and like do all these certain things. He would like try out the things from the menus and stuff like this. But in hotels, one of the things he would always do in like every episode would take a shower, and like the cameraman would follow him in, and he's just like bare ass like in the fucking shower.
Okay, maybe I will get him nude. Maybe I'll just try. I'll just get Gordon Ramsay naked on the thumbnail. It's like the gayest looking thing ever. It's like, what's with this gay thumbnail? Yeah, that's what's on the thumbnail. Gordon Ramsay naked. I'm gonna find that somehow. If I can find that, then that'll be there.
Let's see what happens. Gordon Ramsay naked. Yeah, there's a ton.
Oh, be beautiful. There's a lot to choose from then. There's a ton.
It's like the same picture, but it's just hey, you can make a fucking Goat Moon ass album cover with some of this shit.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll paint him. Nah, 'cause then you can't be. Then you won't be.
And there's one where he's like in this tub, and the focus and perspective is like on his feet, but then you see him like laying back all relaxed.
All right, I'll find. Well, it's either you send me some that you like. Yeah, just send me some you like, and I'll put them there. I'll pick the best one.
I'll send one that's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh god. Okay.
All right, that's enough of looking at Gordon Ramsay nude.
I'm going to send you pictures of a naked mole rat.
That can work too.
Booyah!
Both of them.
It can be Gordon Ramsay and a naked mole rat.
An actual naked mole rat, not Rufus from Kim Possible. They
No,
drew him too like cutesy, where actual naked mole rats are like horrifying looking.
We'll
they
see
are
if there's,
horrifying.
Rufus cosplay.
Rufus cosplay.
Let's see.
There we go.
Booyah!
There are some.
Yeah, okay,
Those.
you're getting Gordon Ramsay and Rufus from Kim Possible.
There we go.
Booyah!
Well, we just hammered that out.
The naked mole rap.
Oh my god, these are horrifying.
Yeah, they are.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, they're really sickening looking.
Why did I Google this?
Naked mole rat.
Oh, I meant the Rufus cosplay.
Oh yeah.
I didn't look up the Rufus cosplay.
Oh, it's even worse.
Let's see. Rufus mole rat cosplay. I see one guy kind of dancing around. Oh, there's a few good ones.
I like
There's one with-
I like the curse one.
Which one's that? The custom one?
No, it's like there's the guy in the mask and then Kim
Oh, I see that one.
and then he's like Rufus at the bottom.
Oh, that one? That one is fucked up. That one looks like the guy in the suit from Louis that scares him in his dreams.
Oh, he like just comes crawling towards him.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fucked up. The cursed Rufus costume.
Oh no.
Because the first one's like kind of funny. He's just standing there next to her, and then the other one's like it's more realistically a mole rat, and he's like on the ground trying to put himself in this like this in an animal's brain or something.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's pretty. Ugh, makes me sick. Cosplayers make me sick.
Yeah.
I remember I said that in front of a cosplayer, not knowing she was a cosplayer, and she was like so offended by it. She's like, "Yeah, cosplayers are dorks. Yeah, cosplayers are retarded." And she kept like repeating it to her boyfriend. He's like, "Did you hear what he said? Cosplayers? Yeah, like cosplayers." I'm like, "Okay, I get it, bitch. Shut up."
Yeah.
It was a quick little comment I made, very briefly. Just shut it, shut it, shut it, shut it, shut it, shut it. Let's get into it.
Alright, Fred, what are we here for?
Say it with a little more enthusiasm, please.
Fred, what's on the
Oh,
what's on
what
the
are
menu
we
tonight?
here for?
Are you First Wave Fred tonight or what?
Let's get through this piece of bullshit.
Cut the Beelzebul bullshit. Oh, Paul, real quick, you know what was hilarious when I forget what Alex said. He said something, and you're like,
He said
that
something
deserves...
he said something kind of hard, and then
Beelzebul from Colombia.
You're like, that deserves a fucking hit. From the fucking vase.
You guys hear me?
now we can.
Yes, now we can. Yeah, Beelzebul, you said. Beelzebul. And now we can't hear Fred. If he's talking, I don't hear anything.
All right, we're back from Fred's disconnection.
Calamity. Yes. So, what was I saying?
Enough of that piece of bullshit.
Yes.
Bring back
Yes.
the same joke.
Well, today's album is a Colombian band called Beelzebul, as Paul alluded to, with the album, oh god, The Powerful Essence of Lucifthian in Times of Obscurantism. Obscurantism? Obscurantism?
You said it good.
Yeah. It's this.
Not bad.
Firstly, this album is riddled with typos. It's just
Type 1 diabetes.
the first track is The Mysteries, spelled YS, of Creation in the Seven Key of Power.
right?
Uh,
Misspelling.
yeah, there's misspellings everywhere.
It's okay.
Kingdom
You
of
have
Death
to-
against
they're
the
from
Christ.
Colombia.
The great conqueror rises from the deeps.
Deeps.
Yeah, Lord of the Deeps. Yeah, that's that. So, from the year 2000, I believe, this album is kind of all over the place a little bit, but my God, I love it. First, the artwork that Jesus Christ ripped apart on a pentagram with a demon floating over it. Badass. Love it.
That's nasty.
Right? How, God damn it, Paul.
That's nasty.
Oh, that's nasty.
The tone was perfect.
Oh, man. How did I hear about this album? A friend of mine actually recommended it to me. Back, oh, God.
No, we didn't.
Not you guys. I have other friends. Back, it must have been like 2005, 2006. And you know what? I downloaded it and started playing it, and the fucking first riff right off the bat had me just going, "What the absolute fuck is this?"
What the what?
Yeah, yeah. And I don't. You know what? The best way is let's just play that opening riff on this album. Let's just do
Okay.
it.
All right, we're doing it.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back from that.
Whatever the fuck that was.
That
The-
sucked.
I don't think
No.
that sucked. That drew me in immediately.
Yeah,
riff-
me too.
that
Like the
riff
first
sucks.
time I heard that, I was like, "What the fuck is this weird surfer like riff doing on this album?"
Dude, it sounded
And-
like the fucking song from Lubricant. But it just takes like a left turn.
Yeah, yeah. No, lubricant Zizma you mentioned as well. Like I could see that too, but at the time I didn't have that frame of reference. I'm just listening to it, going, "This sounds like a surfer riff." I don't know.
Mizulu.
But as Dan said, that drew me in completely. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This is such a bizarre opening, and it's fantastic. I love it. And I'd say the album becomes a bit more normal after a bit.
Yeah, it does.
But, oh man, it's great. There's, I mean, not surprising here, but there's a lot of first wave influence.
Totally. A
I
lot
thought
of crap
so.
that sounds totally like Rotting Christ, but inverted.
Maybe.
Inverted, but in a way that's
Perfect.
like in a major key. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, and some of the slower tracks are definite like Samael sort of sound too, but the one that I picked, we're gonna hear a lot more of that sort of thing, I think.
I was thinking more like Bless and Sin actually, because they
Really?
do the like Greek sound, but it's like in a more like rockish way.
more French way.
French way, yeah. It is like that. That's
It's
a
like
good comparison.
More rocky.
Yeah, it almost doesn't even you can tell it's like, okay, traditional heavy metal like informs this, but at the same time it's like it's able to create its own thing that's like, yeah, more rock rather than heavy metal. It's not as abrasive, even though in certain ways it kind of is, maybe just because of the vocals and the like the satanic sort of underlyings of that.
Yeah, the production isn't like extreme at all. Like
Mm.
you can, it's just kind of like easy listening, honestly, like rock. But then you can hear the bass under there at certain points. That's just like doing kind of like blues licks all around too. So it's like a different take on like the black and roll, like without Motorhead, basically.
Am I wrong to say that this sort of reminds me of Japan Sabat?
No, you're absolutely not wrong at all.
Okay. Yeah, because I kind of get that vibe a little bit because they also have weird, like major key, kind of thrashing heavy metal riffs that are that I really I don't know too many bands that do it in a way that doesn't actually sound evil, even
Yeah.
though that is the underlying theme of the music.
No, but like a riff like that, I could see that being on like Charisma or something.
Yeah, that one's pretty weird. That one sounds straight up out of Finland, which is kind of out of nowhere. That is very strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they came up with that riff, and I don't know why they chose to make that the opening riff on the album. It's just, I mean, it works somehow because I here I am talking about it like 20 years later, but what a bizarre way to open the album.
It
Well, shit,
kind of
think-
reminds me of. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, shit. Think of fucking Lullaby. That was kind of like the same sort of thing, but I think this is executed much more musician like crafted than Lullaby was.
Yeah, I mean that's not a high bar, but still.
No, but it's almost got the same thing going on, kind of to me. I feel.
That's like a long jump compared to this pole vault here. But I was gonna say, it sounds like a more like rockish version of like Venom, even.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you strip away the Motorhead influence,
Yeah,
because it's sort of hard to tell. But yeah, I guess yeah, if you guys don't have any other way to like put this, I think listening to a track might help.
I think
Put
so.
some of these riffs into perspective.
well, first off, Dan, you liked it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. This is different in a way that I really haven't heard too much of. Like I said, a little bit Sabbath, a little bit well, mostly a little bit Sabbath, but not even a lot. Like
A
this,
little bit
it's
Sabbath, a little bit
a little bit of
Sabbath.
Sabbath on the plate, a little bit of Lullaby over there, a little bit of whatever. Yeah,
A little bit of
a
Sabbath.
little bit of
and
Pam
Sabbath.
all night long. It's from The Office. A little bit of Pam all night long. It's hilarious.
Alright.
Paul, did you like it?
I did.
Yeah,
I think
like
it's
it a lot.
Very, it was a chill release.
I think these guys probably would have gotten more attention if they had released the album a lot sooner. They've been around since '93.
Oh yeah,
And
this is the 2000s. It got lost in the mist, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like some of these tracks, like the one we're about to listen to, Hades, Kingdom of Death, they've been around since like 93, 94. So it's not like this music wasn't ready to go. Well, some of it anyways. So it's kind of too bad that they languished until 2000 and never really released it until then.
Did you listen
stands out a
to
lot.
anything before this?
I've heard the demos. I don't own them on the compilation or anything, but the stuff that came after I have not heard.
Do the demos sound like this one?
No, like because the production's much different, right? And it gives it a different vibe. It's a bit more normal, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like the weird like thin kind of production on this gives it a bit of a weird quirk. The demos are a bit more straightforward sounding. They're still good, especially because like some of the tracks just carry over, right? But
Like this one, like kind of lacks any like atmosphere or anything.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
can
it kinda
imagine.
does.
I can imagine the demos, having a little bit more of that. But is
yeah.
it the same sort of like riffing and song styles?
The second demo, yes, Black Return Leviathan, and again, some of those tracks are come back again on the album. The first demo, it's been a while since I've heard that one. Have I even heard that one actually? I'm looking at it. It doesn't look familiar.
Yeah, it looks
Retorno
like
Negro
there's.
de Luzbel.
I like on the demo, right at the top of the logo, on the right. There's like some little fucking demon or something drawn on the side. Almost looks like an ape or chimpanzee.
Yeah. No, I don't think I've heard this first demo actually. Weird.
All right. Do we want to get into a track then?
Wanted to see that ape. You guys
Yeah,
were
I
talking
think so.
about.
Yeah, the first demo on the right top corner.
Let's see, am I spelling this right? Beelzebul. It looks funny. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's get into a track.
All right, you picked track 2, right, Fred?
I did. That is Hades, Kingdom of Death Against Christ.
I'll say that these guys have some interesting titles, especially towards the end.
They definitely do.
The Jackal's Wisdom, Always Morbid and Insane, The Terrible Expansion of Heavens.
So it's funny because
It's a bad thing because they're satanic.
I kind of feel like Always Morbid and Insane is a reference to Celtic Frost. I don't know why.
It's first wavy. It's Celtic Frosty. Maybe that might be like the number one influence if I'm thinking about it. Could be, because I know they kind of did like some weird rock and rolly stuff, didn't they?
Didn't they have like something that said morbid and insane? I don't remember now.
I
That's
don't
gonna bother
recall
me.
that. I know. What was that? Oh, I know. Am I morbid? That's about it.
That's gonna bother me now.
Well, if you think about it that way, you know that one riff from A Blaze in the Northern Sky? It's like.
I do love that album.
You know what I'm talking about? That weird riff with the fucking the cowbell?
Yeah. Is that on
It's on A Blaze in the
It's-
Northern Sky.
the song or?
Yeah. The song.
I don't know why I thought that was on Paragon Belial.
It might be. I don't know. It might be. It's one of those tracks. But you know the riff I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like this band heard that, and then they go, we can make a record as with that riff as a bass. Get it?
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, that's something close I can think of as black metal, but just super weird rock and rolly, adventurous type of riff.
Oh, we should probably actually play the song.
Let's do it.
611.
Correct.
All right, we'll be right back. Back from the second track.
We are. That's such a weird. The opening to that is full on like. It reminds me a lot of like Murder Rape or Amen Corner second Impurity album, which I guess is all kind of branching off from Samael. But from there, it kind of just veers into whatever the fuck it feels like doing. I don't know.
Well, it's occult black metal. We've talked about this stuff before. This one is just more willing to sort of like search around for what it wants to do, and I guess that just means like doing whatever it wants to do within the confines of like, yeah, occult black metal. Because I don't think there are any riffs here, even though that first riff that we opened with was kind of like a weird surfy riff. But now that this one's an actual song, I don't think there's anything here that's that would be found outside of occult black metal. It's all pretty, I don't want to say standard, but it's all within like that sort of truly like
It's in
truly
the realm.
dedicated to this little genre, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's not this when it comes to stuff like this, it's usually more veering towards death metal to me. I mean, there is black metal in it. Like first wave stuff. Celtic Frost. We heard a little bit of Burzum. You said it was kind of like Zizma and Burzum mixed. Zum or Zizma, whatever you said. Um, and then there was that riff kind of in the middle. I said it sounded like a sloppy retard riff, but that's more to the point. That's more to the occult metal. That's closer to like, something like we were covering not too long ago with Hades. It's in that Brazilian Black Death thrash kind of vein. Like that still can work as occult metal, but it works best when it is sort of mid-paced and doesn't go too fast, I think. And Paul said earlier that this kind of lacks atmosphere. For this song, I think I would disagree after
Yeah,
hearing it
actually,
again. I think this
the
one's
first
got,
the first riff with the chugs and shit definitely
yeah.
more filled out.
Yeah, and even the intros work great here, and like the whispering and like the theatric thing that this kind of genre usually does. I was gonna say too, what I feel like this genre is closer to death metal writing wise, rather than like second wave stuff, is there's a lot of changes. There was at least 7 or 8 riffs in that song, and even the beginning intro chords going into like a stop start and then going into an actual riff, and there's lots of intricate changes and things that I just appreciate with this kind of music.
I find that even though musically I wouldn't say it's particularly similar, I get the same kind of vibes as I do from some Inquisition on this.
Understand that? Yeah, because Inquisition, yeah, they're a black metal band, but they also, yeah, their atmosphere is almost super similar, where it's like mysterious, like occultism, Satanism, as the atmosphere that's being kind of pushed through the music. Like I understand what you mean.
It's kind of a deep cut, but I also get the same feeling as on Ungodly Death, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do. I totally get that. It's kind of crazy how it's usually bands from sort of out of the way. Let's just call them that out of the way parts of the world
Yeah.
are so good at creating evil music like this. That's not necessarily the fastest or the heaviest or anything like that. It usually does come off sounding like rock music, just like easy. Like it's almost easier than heavy metal in a certain way. It's giving a very different atmosphere than regular heavy metal does, even though that's sort of a like a big base for stuff like this. Yeah, I just find it interesting.
Yeah, I found like the Southeast Asian scene and the South American scene had a lot in common, just by virtue of being a bit more off the beaten path than the rest of the world.
Yeah, it gives the same atmosphere, even though like I think the year that this comes out is really interesting too, because sometimes it feels like or at least a long time ago, I feel like when you hear certain scenes from certain times, it's just like, oh, this is kind of the way things just worked back then. But seeing that this came out in 2000, there's like a million worship bands now doing a lot of old school things. It just shows that like if you sort of put your mind to it, you can either recreate really cool atmospheres or create new ones on their own. Because as an occult metal thing, this one does sort of stand out. It's like if you were to hear it, you'd be like, oh yeah, that happy occult black metal release. Because it sounds way more upbeat. It's yeah, like we said before, it feels a bit closer to rock music. Yeah.
And I think I really enjoy their like clean playing in a lot of where it shows up, like especially the instrumental at the end where it's just bass and drums, and then the ending section on this song where it's just clean. Like I usually kind of feel like those are like just kind of like not noodly or anything, but just kind of like that, not really any purpose to it, but like here it was like enjoyable to hear at the end of the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, that's bonus points for these guys. They there's no fucking no filler, no dead dead space in this
Yeah,
album.
no fluff or
It's all
anything.
pretty it's all
Definitely.
pretty enjoyable.
Well, Paul, do you want to move to? Actually, no. The next one was Dan's, wasn't it?
Yeah. So are
Which
we
one
just
do you
going
pick
2,
again?
3, and 4?
Yeah.
Because I remember
No.
like there's some stuff that almost reminded me of like RAC later in the song.
I thought Paul wanted to do
Later in
8.
the album.
No, I'm doing 4.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
Be that way.
All right, we'll just do these first few tracks. Yeah, so we'll go with the track 3, Melectus, the Great Conqueror rises from the deeps. That's at 11:58.
We'll be right back. Alright, we're back from the third track.
From the deeps.
The creepy
From
deeps.
the deeps.
The creepy
That was an
deepies.
evil track. That was pretty evil sounding.
Run of the Hills intro. Great bass playing on here. Straightforward. Second wave. Kind of abandoned the like the Greek style there, and kind of like the rock and roll. More heavy metal
Yeah.
based.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning, a little bit heavy metal based, even when they're doing the tremolo picking in the middle, as like
Yeah.
a bridge. It's kind of it's still it's super catchy, but it's like retaining the like mysterious quality of that first riff. It's still it's showing you right at the beginning. This is the tremolo song.
Such
it
a-
introduces with that.
Such a abrupt channel changes. And
Oh
pan-
yeah, that's so
panning at the
disorienting.
beginning. Yeah.
Like you're literally looking left and right, going, "What's happening?" It's awkward, but it doesn't detract. I wouldn't say it improves it, but
No, they don't overdo it. Because it's mainly going through both channels. The beginning, and to transition it, they're using that. So not bad. Vocals are not as goofy on this track.
No, everything kind of picks up here. The vocals get a little bit more, a little bit more comfortable. It seems like the musicians are a bit more comfortable on this one too. It's this one kind of flows together. I think better than the last song. The last song was cool because it changes so much, but this one changes just enough. There weren't as many riffs. There were only maybe 5. Or
Yeah, it
less.
seemed like and within those 5, they were really closely related, rather than like note choices versus the different rhythms that they're doing in the other songs. It was just more tremoloed here.
I think what I said earlier about this sort of reminded me of Sabbath. This song probably exemplifies that for me, like the most, because it's like the most, it's the thrashiest song, and that's what's good too. It's like they're not really obsessed with speed at all. Like everything is about the riff, and that's like one thing that I noticed about this, even from the very beginning, with that surf riff. Like this album has riffs and nothing but like actual riffs, no bullshit. I think that's a great idea too. It's like versus a lot of mid 2000s black metal, say like Icelandic stuff or something, where all the atmosphere is in either a keyboard or a vocal or a nonstop, that offbeat thing.
Yeah, like the ambient drumming.
Yeah, here all the all the atmosphere comes from actual riffs, which I appreciate very much. I think in the past, maybe I don't know how long, maybe the past like 5 years, that has been my obsession. It's starting to wane a little bit, but there was a while where I was just obsessed with does this band have riffs, like actual riffs? Does this actually do something? Yeah, and this album does a lot of things, and I think just showing from that song, it has a certain super evil atmosphere, and it's all because of the guitar playing. Pretty much everything else in this song really kind of works around that. I feel like that's probably the main point of this album, which isn't always the point of like black metal in general. I think the bass is a super huge component too. I think the bass and the guitar are, it's because it's not really doing leads, so the bass is just another point of atmosphere where there is like a stringed instrument.
Yeah, it's just giving more, I guess, like a fuller context
Or
and
riff.
texture to the riff.
Yeah, well, because I think just about everything here is counterpointed. I think, if it's not, it just adds more kind of mystery to it, especially with that bass sound. It almost reminds me of like the bass playing on the Sartan demo, which is pretty similar. Almost this like flat thing that's like still kind of bouncy and audible, but like it's not booming. It's definitely not booming. It's working like a guitar basically.
I was gonna say, during the like main 1-2 sort of beat, the bass is kind of performing like a almost like a Mexican music where it's like boom 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 boom.
I was thinking at the beginning of this and that intro that it almost seemed like uh, like a symphony type piece, like something that is grandiose, which works great as an intro for something like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good track.
Yeah, that mortuary drape riff in the middle bit is particularly good. But
Going the bone.
you're right. You're right though that this is very riff oriented. I think a lot of my picks tend to be like that actually.
Good job, Freddie.
I think the only one that I can think of off the top of my head that wasn't riff oriented is the Idafels Thront split. That seems to be more
Badass.
Yeah,
second wave kind of atmosphere, which isn't totally instructed by the riff.
yeah, exactly. But like between stuff like this and murder rape and whatever the hell else I picked, I think that's the type of black metal that draws me in the most.
Yeah.
Even though
yeah.
I appreciate the more atmospheric oriented black metal, the
harsher stuff sometimes.
yeah, but like the riff ones and Countess being one of my favorite bands, Sabbath, all that just kind of falls into place with it. So
Yeah, I feel like what you just said kind of applies to all of us. We all, or
Yeah.
all three of us, kind of appreciate that stuff, and there's like cool bands within those more extremes. But my favorites, and if I'm not speaking for Paul, you can tell me if I'm out of line. But I think the riff bands, the riffs are the those are the bands. Band like
the
this,
riffs are the riffs.
a band like this, I can easily see like this being in somebody's top, and it makes sense why you brought it on. It's just it's not just solid. It is pretty. I would say unique. It's cool.
Yeah, we're riff heads.
hell yeah.
Riff heads. That's true. Love the riff. I'm curious to what kind of riffs are in track 4 because honestly, like I said, it's been a busy week.
Dude, this
I only
one
had a chance to listen to this once today, and I actually heard about half of it. I heard up to this song when you initially showed it to me.
Dude, track
So-
4 is so good.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go into that one then. That one is The Black Return of Leviathan. And we'll be
Blacks
right
are
back.
back.
Back from the 4-track. You're welcome, guys.
That one packs in the most riffs per capita of the entire album.
Mm-hmm.
When you initially heard this, Paul, did you think that this was sounded like Rotting Christ?
Yeah. I thought
Yeah.
it sounded like Greek and like fucking Bless and Sin a little bit, because that's, same shit.
It's basically Greek
Yeah.
anyways, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this is kind of like Burzum with War being kind of like a tribute somewhat, or like an homage to necromancy from Bathory. This is kind of the same thing, but with Fugment Thy Gifts from Rotting Christ. I feel like pretty similar.
That part where the guitars cut out and like it's just drumming for a couple of seconds before the riffing comes back in. Just awesome.
Yeah, with the double bass, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the structure is kind of similar to that song too. Well, I forget.
Yeah, I don't think
exactly
they
what
hide
riffs
it, but
there were some riffs in here that we were fucking saying something about. It escapes my head.
Oh, like
I mean, there were a lot of
GBK
riffs in there.
shit?
They were saying a lot of things about, yeah, the GBK one for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, that makes like a lot of sense, anyways. Just because GBK is like a first wave influence band, like for the most part. I don't think they're really influenced by much of anything else. They have a few like second wave sounding riffs with them, but they're kind of they're played like rhythmically, and I feel like that's what this band does exactly too. They do that stuff, but not in an atmospheric way, in a way that is just kind of like grooving,
Yeah.
but with like second wave chords. Even like some of that dissonant stuff was going on like that too.
They just riff in a riffy way.
Well, they riff using atmospheric like guitar techniques, but keep it groovy rather than just like tremoloing it or something. Like it stays interesting throughout the whole way, where they change kind of strumming styles. Like that one riff, I was like the main riff, the one that I said sounded like an RAC run. That one ends with like tremolo picking rather than the same way that it starts off. It's like it's like something like that, where they they're like we talked about, the riff, just good at the riff.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like the riff leads you somewhere. Like that's what creates the atmosphere. It's almost like it's telling a story. Love it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on. I think I might have started the next track, but yeah, I mean, those.
Oh, you were saying it was like RAC-ish too.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking too. That riff that sort of initially made me say this is like Rotting Christ. It also sounded like either Bathory's Necromancy or Burzum's War, but it was like missing all the notes. It was which also Verathron I think does. I think it might be like Unholy Funeral. Down. Yeah, it's really kind of cool that these guys are able to create different sort of vibes, like with their influence. Like the last one that I played was more probably close to like Mortuary Drape, and this one's closer to Rotting Christ. And and even Fred's track, that one was sort of all over the place too. I think this one is closer to that, where it's just really interested in this type of Celtic Frost Venom worshipped black metal, where they're able to take some of the second wave stuff, but keep it grooving rather than ever really settle into anything where it could be considered like second wave at all, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they definitely look backwards a lot more than they did looking forwards. There's a lot of worship in this, but just not of a lot of the places that the second wave took too much from a lot of the Scandinavian bands, anyways.
Yeah.
And you're saying some of these tracks were, as old as the demos, which were up to '94.
93, 94, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
kind of curious to what the other tracks do because Fred's track was a little bit more all over the place. Like it kind of didn't make sense as a song, like the way track 3 and 4 kind of all flowed together. Track 2 was a little bit more experimental, which is very cool. I wonder if the rest of the tracks, I don't recall if they
they're
do.
more along the lines of like straightforward.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it was just track 2 that was sort of like that. Either way, if track 2 works a little more experimental, then the entire album kind of does because each track is uh, from what I remember and from what we've heard just now is all different and it's all pretty eclectic in a like very strict kind of way. It's it does a lot of things, but it doesn't do anything really outside of, like I said before, it doesn't do anything outside of its like really really niche subgenre of what I don't know if other people call it that occult black metal, right? Is that what people would call this style? The rotting
I
Christ
mean,
and the mortuary drape and the Samel.
I think
And
they
the,
call that like, well, besides Samel, it's like Mediterranean, black metal. But I think occult is like perfect description of it.
yeah, because
yeah.
not all of it comes from Greece. Greece is just a part of it, I think.
Yeah,
You know, 'cause
yeah,
I
'cause
would
it's like
call
Italy
Celtic
and
Frost
shit.
that. I would, yeah. Even like the early Bulldozer stuff, maybe. Even
It's
though
just
that's
like
kind
the
of more,
really warm sounding shit, rather than like the
well, the riffy sounding shit. That's why it's warm because it riffs.
yeah. It's not so just tremolo shit.
Yeah, like the last release that I picked, which was like Disgorged and In Thy Dreams, I felt like those were so good within their niche subgenre that they should be considered cult classics. I think this one should be too. This one's actually really good. Standout. I don't think it. I don't think it's only cool because it's so underground. I think it's cool because like yeah, it is cool because it's underground, but it's also very cool because it's extremely well written within its own little subgenre. It's not breaking any new grounds. It's not really. I mean, in certain ways it is, but it's as far as this niche goes, it's super fucking solid, and I've never heard of anybody talk about this before. So Fred points for Freddy again.
Yeah, this one doesn't get a whole lot of love aside from my
But
friend
yeah,
who originally recommended it to me.
good
I've
call on this
never.
pick though.
Yeah, no, it's a great album, but I just never see anyone talking about this album or this band in general.
It's worth it. It's like this is one now that is sort of in the same vein as like Murder Rape to me because I had never heard of Murder Rape before you brought him on, and that is to me is now a classic which is easy to come back to, and I think this is too. This is quite good.
I think when you get to whipping the sacred law from Infernal, you might feel the same way about that one too.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I'm looking forward to hearing that too, because I
Yeah,
love I just love riffy stuff, especially
it's
like
a
the
pretty
heavy
sick album.
metalish black metal kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's it reminds me a lot of Beelzebul, so you'll appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, I wonder like okay, the certain niches that like only exist within a few bands. We always talk about the Finnish stuff. I many like occult metal because I've come across a good amount of them, but not so much where it becomes uh, uh, almost impossible to check everything out. In your experience, Fred, is the occult metal rabbit hole? How deep does it go, or is it kind of like niche, kind of like
I
like Finnish? The death and roll stuff doesn't. It is extremely niche. There's like maybe 10 bands that play like that.
So what you're calling occult black metal, I kind of just see as black metal that's heavily influenced by the first wave.
You could call it
And
First Wave. That's why I call you First Wave Fred.
but no, I think there's a lot of it out there, but it doesn't get nearly as much attention as the, for lack of a better term, the cult black metal stuff. Like it's all these like lo-fi BM bands that worship Grausamkeit Kite and all that. They seem to be the flavor of the month these days. They get all the attention.
I guess a couple of them from Nuclear War Now got a lot of attention, like Perverted Ceremony and Monin of Zezbeth.
True.
Yeah, especially
But
Mona.
that's
Mona was
only
fantastic.
I'm sure there's some more, but it feels a little bit more. It feels like a lot of this stuff usually doesn't come to the surface as often as I'd like it to.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel about it. And I mean, case in point, these guys and Infernal, bands that no one ever talks about, but to me, they kind of go in the same basket as Sabat, and even though they literally are first wave, but like Countess especially, and the band you guys released a while ago, Othelon, they remind me a lot of this style as well. When I was listening to them, the best comparison kept thinking of was Countess, which is a compliment because they're one of my favorite bands, obviously. But yeah, no, they're out there. They just don't get a lot of attention these days, I don't think.
Yeah, it seemed like there kind of is a place for this, especially like when Nuclear War Now releases old stuff, and the old stuff is very cool. But I feel like something like this, where it comes out in this year, and something like Murder Rape, where it's slightly later than the first wave, like it's kind of existing when death metal is a thing. I feel like that's kind of the money shot, like the perfect little bracket of where I want to hear albums like this. Like that Infernal one, what year is that from?
I don't remember. I want to say off the top of my head, like maybe 2000s or very early 2000s. Let's see. 1999, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I like that. I like that it's sort of a conscious decision rather than an almost accidental one, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
You know, the album I picked up earlier this week, Bethsaida, might fall under this as well. They're very not run of the mill for Norwegian black metal.
Okay, it's not spelled the way I thought it was. I spelled it Bethsaida.
Yeah, it's close. It's Bethzaida.
I almost had it right.
Bethsaida.
Wait, Zadi?
Zaida.
Oh, Zai. Duh.
Duh.
There they are. Okay, they look cool. What did you pick up? Nine Worlds?
No, second album.
Second album. 98.
Nine Worlds is cool too, but
Interesting.
the second album is one I'm most familiar with.
Oh yeah, you said it was Season of Mist.
Yeah, it's funny. There are some bands on Season of Mist that no one has really heard of, like.
It's too many of them.
But like
It's too many releases.
when you think that Bethsaida is Norwegian black metal, you would never guess that listening to them. They're very, very, very riffy.
All right. Paul, you have anything to add or final words from you?
Yeah, what do you got here, Paul?
Very unique release. I like the blend of heavy metal and kind of like
Yes.
not black and roll, because you kind of just tend to think of like double bass sort of midnight bullshit,
Yeah, bullshit.
where this is
Hogwash.
you know,
Hogwash.
South
Wash your
American, Colombian. So there's something a little bit more, I guess, like the essence of this, like Dan was pointing out, is like the riffs, or like what actually is moving this forward. And I think that the bass on here is really a good standout. The drums aren't doing anything particularly uh like of note. It's like, oh, just playing within the context of the music, which is good to hear. And I'd say we didn't play it, but check out the last track. That bass and drum outro is like really surprising to hear at the end of the album, because it really kind of just takes you elsewhere. And a lot of these tracks are it seems like they're not pulling from different directions, but just like they have this foundation that they all start from, but just go in their own paths. Like they have either like this occult style that they can go into, or they can pull stuff that they like from like second wave-ish tremolo stuff, or just go into like Celtic frost, riffing as well. Good pick, Freddy.
Woo.
Have you guys heard of? It just reminded me when we're talking about this Brazilian occult stuff. A band called In Memoriam. You know who that is?
I think so.
It's got like some demons, and one of them looks like they look funny. And there's like a goat with a fuck. He's like a priest, goat priest, and they're out in the woods
Yes.
with torches.
Yeah.
I remember.
No, I remember that
being
one.
pretty badass.
Is that the one of the goat has these ridiculously long horns?
Yeah, the album's called In Sanctification.
Yeah. I remember that
Yeah.
one.
You should check that shit out, Paul.
Send it.
Okay, I'll send it.
Send it.
I'll send it before I forget. I'll just send it right now.
Oh man, I haven't listened to this in ages.
Yeah, now's the time. Since we're talking about this, now is the time.
Right?
All right.
Oh,
Well, I
it was
think that's
reissued.
it. I think that's it, kids.
Yeah, stay tuned for next week. At this point, you'll hear our first little experiment of a solo episode. So
Experiment number 1.
check it out. It may be the same sort of format. I'll see what I want to do with it. But yeah, this was a good one.
All right, guys. See ya.
It's been a slice.
Slice of hot pizza.